The craziest relationship story I bet you've ever heard. I honestly don't even know where to begin with this because every time I try to explain it, it sounds so insane that even I question how I let things get this far. But at the same time, everything I'm about to say is real, and I feel like I'm losing my mind trying to figure out whether this is some kind of once-in-a-lifetime love story or the biggest mistake of my life. I've been on and off with this girl since college for about 8 years now, and when I say on and off, I don't mean the typical breakup get back together situation people joke about. I mean something way deeper, way more confusing. Like no matter what happens in our lives, no matter how far apart we go or how badly things end, we somehow always find our way back to each other, like there's something pulling us that we don't fully understand. She's 28 now and I'm about to turn 30, and it scares me how much of my adult life has been tied to one person in such a chaotic, unpredictable, but also strangely beautiful way. No matter what label we've had at any given moment, dating, broken up, just friends, or nothing at all, we've always been inseparable in some sense. She's not just someone I've loved, she's been my best friend, my comfort, the person I can be completely myself with, and at the same time, the person who has hurt me in ways I didn't think were possible. And somehow, even after everything, when we're together, it feels like nothing has changed. We laugh the same way, talk for hours like no time has passed, and there's still this intense chemistry between us that never fades. It honestly feels like we turn into teenagers again every time we're in the same room, like real life pauses for a moment and it's just us. About 5 years ago, things got serious in a way that felt like we were finally building something real. She got accepted into a graduate program in Dublin, Ireland, and instead of doing long distance, we decided to take the risk and move there together. At the time, it felt exciting, like we were starting a new chapter, chasing something bigger than ourselves. I left my job, took a huge leap of faith, and followed her there because I genuinely believed we were building a future together. But reality hit harder than I expected. Within a few months, everything started falling apart. I ran out of money, couldn't secure stable work, and most importantly, I couldn't get a visa, which meant I was living in constant uncertainty. On top of that, I had a medical issue that needed attention, but because of my situation, I couldn't even get proper treatment. I felt stuck, stressed, and honestly kind of worthless. Eventually, I had no choice but to go back home, feeling like I had failed not just myself, but also her. About 2 months after I returned, I made the decision to break things off. At the time, I told myself it was the logical thing to do, that we were in completely different places in life and forcing the relationship would only make things worse. But deep down, I think I was also protecting myself. I thought that maybe, just maybe, this was one of those situations where we just needed time apart, and that when she came back, we'd find each other again. I moved to Boston and tried to rebuild my life, while she stayed in Ireland to finish her master's. But even though we were technically broken up, we never really let go of each other. Every time she came back to visit, we'd end up seeing each other, hooking up, laughing, falling back into old patterns like nothing had changed. And every time it happened, it made it harder to move on. Eventually, I reached a point where I couldn't keep doing that anymore. I realized I still loved her, and I didn't want anything halfway. I wanted something real again. So I told her how I felt. I put everything out there, and I tried to convince her to stay in the US after she graduated instead of going back to Ireland for a job opportunity she had lined up. I genuinely believed that if she stayed, we could finally build something stable. But she didn't choose me. She chose to go back. That moment broke something in me, in a way I can't fully describe. It wasn't just rejection. It felt like I was finally being forced to accept that maybe what we had wasn't enough. So I did something I had never done before. I cut her off completely, deleted her from everything, blocked her, and forced myself to move on. And for the first time in years, there was silence. No messages, no late-night calls, no random check-ins, just nothing. Then, about 5 months later, everything changed again. Out of nowhere, she showed up at my doorstep, crying, shaking, telling me she made the biggest mistake of her life. I remember just standing there, not even knowing how to react, because part of me had imagined this moment so many times. But when it actually happened, it didn't feel real. She told me she came back for good, that she chose me, that she couldn't live with the decision she made, and despite everything, I let her back in. But this time, I set conditions. I told her that if we were going to try again, it had to be real. No long distance, no uncertainty. She had to build a life here with me, and she did. Within a month, she moved down the street from me and got a job in Boston. It felt unreal, like everything was finally falling into place. Then I found out something that completely shocked me. She had been engaged, and she broke it off to come back to me. At the time, I didn't even know how to process that. Part of me saw it as proof of how much she loved me, but another part of me should have seen it as a warning. The next 2 years felt like a dream. We traveled, created memories, and for a while, everything felt right. I made a real effort this time. I showed her love, surprised her with trips, tried to be everything she needed. We talked about moving in together, building a future, but then everything changed again. So yeah, August rolls around, and that's when things start getting weird. Like not, oh, she's just busy, weird, but that slow, uneasy kind of weird, where your gut is trying to tell you something's off, but you keep brushing it off because you don't want to believe it. I went up to Maine to see my family. Hadn't been in a while. Figured it'd be a chill reset. She was supposed to come with me for a few days. We had actual plans, like dumb little couple stuff, food, places to go, all that. Nothing crazy, just normal. Then last minute she hits me with, "Hey, I can't come. My mom's sick. I gotta fly to South Carolina." And I'm like, "All right, of course. Go be with your family." I didn't question it at all. Why would I? This is someone I've known for years. Someone I trusted more than anyone. But that's when things started feeling off. At first it was small stuff. Replies getting slower. Conversations getting shorter. Like she was there, but not really there, you know? I kept telling myself I was overthinking it. Like, relax, bro. She's dealing with family stuff. Then it started stacking. She tells me she got chickenpox at our age, which already sounds kinda wild. But okay, it happens, I guess. She says it hit her hard. She's stuck there. Can't travel for a while. And again, I believed her. Weeks go by, then more weeks, and what was supposed to be a quick trip turns into whatever this is. But every time I start questioning it, she has some explanation ready. Not perfect, but just believable enough to keep me from pushing too hard. Looking back now, yeah, I definitely knew something wasn't right. I just didn't want to be that guy. The paranoid, insecure boyfriend. Then finally, Halloween weekend, she comes back. And I swear, the second I saw her, everything just reset. All the doubts, gone. All the weird feelings, gone. We spent the whole weekend together, and it felt exactly like it always did. Easy, fun, like nothing ever happened. Like we were just us again. And I remember thinking, yeah, okay. I was just overthinking. We're good. Yeah, no. Because right after that weekend, she disappears again. And this time it's not subtle. Texts get dry. Calls barely happen. And when we do talk, it feels like I'm talking to someone who's halfway checked out. That's when my gut was like, nah, something's seriously wrong. So I decide to just go to her place. Didn't tell her, just showed up. And bro, she didn't live there anymore. Not, she's out. Like, gone. I'm just standing there like an idiot, staring at the building, trying to process what the hell is going on. I call her. No answer. Call again. Nothing. Finally, she picks up, and she sounds weird, like she got caught off guard. That's when she tells me she moved. Back home, 2 hours away. Now suddenly, it's her dad who's sick. Her loans kicked in. She couldn't afford rent anymore. And she didn't tell me because she was embarrassed and thought I wouldn't understand. And somehow, I believed her. Again, I don't even know why at this point. Maybe I just didn't want the truth. Maybe I was too deep in it already. But after that, everything felt off. Every time I tried to see her, excuse, busy, family stuff, not feeling great. There was always something, and slowly, it started feeling like I was the only one still in the relationship. That's when I finally snapped out of it a bit and thought, all right, something's not adding up. So yeah, I did something I never thought I'd do. I started digging. At first it was light, just trying to see if anything didn't match up. Then it got deeper, because the more I looked, the worse it got. First thing I noticed, she removed me from everything, not unfollowed, removed, like I never existed. When I asked her about it, she goes, "Oh, I don't use social media anymore." Yeah, okay. So, I had a couple people I know, people she's never met, look her up. And bro, they found her instantly, active, posting, living her life like normal. And then, they found it. A wedding page, her wedding page, with the same guy she said she left for me. I'm just staring at my phone like, no way. Photos of them together, happy, engaged, living in Dublin, planning a wedding in May. At that moment, everything just clicked. Every excuse, every story, every time she couldn't see me, all of it was complete BS. She never stayed. She went back to Ireland. She went back to him and somehow managed to keep me around like nothing was happening. I don't even remember what I felt first. It wasn't even anger right away. It was just shock. Like my brain couldn't process how someone I trusted that much could lie that easily for that long. Then yeah, the anger hit, then the hurt, then that sinking feeling like, damn, I really got played. And the worst part, I had no idea how long it had actually been going on. Like, was any of it real? Or was I just there when it was convenient? At this point, I'm just sitting there with all this information, feeling like my entire reality just got flipped upside down. And here's the thing that messed me up the most. Even after finding all that out, I didn't text her. I didn't call her. I didn't confront her right away. I just sat with it for days, replaying everything in my head like a psycho. Every conversation, every excuse, every "I miss you." Every time she said she loved me, trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't. And honestly, that part hurt more than the lies, because I couldn't tell anymore. Then, as if this whole situation wasn't insane enough already, guess who shows up at my door again? Yeah, her. Like nothing happened. No warning, no heads up, just standing there. And I swear to you, my brain just short-circuited for a second, because part of me wanted to slam the door in her face, and the other part wanted to pull her in like I always do. And that's exactly what makes this whole thing so messed up. So yeah, I didn't confront her right away. I played dumb. I let her in. We hung out. And somehow, it felt normal again. Like actually normal. We're laughing, talking, sitting close. All that same energy, like nothing ever changed. And the whole time, I'm sitting there thinking, this is crazy. I literally know everything, and she's acting like none of it exists. And the worst part, a piece of me didn't even want to ruin it. That's how deep this thing had me. We ended up spending a couple days together, and I swear it was like stepping back into the version of us that always worked. No tension, no weirdness, just easy, which made what I had to do next even harder, because on the last day, I couldn't hold it in anymore. We were just sitting there, quiet for a second, and I go, "Are you going to tell me the truth? Or do I have to say it?" And bro, the look on her face, instant panic, like she knew it was over. She goes quiet, doesn't say anything. So I just start laying it out. Ireland, the guy, the wedding page, everything. And I'm not yelling. I'm not even emotional at first. I'm just saying it, and she just breaks, like completely breaks down, crying, shaking, can barely even talk. And I'm just sitting there watching it, thinking, so it's all real. Every single bit of it. She keeps saying, I'm sorry, over and over again, like that's gonna fix anything. And then she finally starts talking, and this is where it gets even more messed up. She tells me going back to Ireland was the biggest mistake of her life, that she felt trapped, that her family pushed her into it because the guy comes from money, stable background, all that. And since she grew up with nothing, they saw it as some kind of opportunity. She says she didn't even love him like that it just made sense on paper. And I'm sitting there like, so I'm what? The side option? She keeps crying, saying no, that I was always the one she actually loved. But she got scared, felt pressure, didn't know how to say no, didn't know how to get out of it once it went too far. Then I ask her the one question that was stuck in my head the whole time. So what was I? And she goes quiet again. And that silence? Yeah, that said everything. Then she hits me with this. She says the wedding's off, that her and the fiancé already called it, that things got toxic between them. Especially after she admitted she still had feelings for me, that they don't even like each other anymore. And now suddenly, she wants out. She tells me she feels stuck, like she built this whole life she never actually wanted, and now she doesn't know how to escape it. And then she says it, I can't live without you. Man, I wish I could say I didn't feel anything hearing that, but I did. That's the problem. After everything, I still felt it, and I hate that. She starts talking about coming back to Boston, starting over, doing things the right way this time. No lies, no distance, no running, and I'm just sitting there, completely torn, because logically, this is insane. Like actually insane. This isn't just, we had issues. This is lying. Double life. Almost getting married behind my back level, insane. But emotionally, it's not that simple. Because when I look at her, I don't just see what she did. I see us. All the years, all the memories, all the times it felt real. And I start thinking, what if this really is it? What if this is the person I'm supposed to be with? What if I walk away and regret it forever? And that thought, that's the one that messes me up the most, because I can already see it, me, years from now, with someone else, still thinking about her, still wondering, what if? And at the same time, I can also see the other version, where I stay, trust her again, and get completely destroyed, again. So now I'm stuck in this place where I don't trust her, but I also don't trust myself to walk away. And honestly, that might be the scariest part of all, because I know what the right decision is. Everyone would say the same thing. Cut her off. Move on. Don't look back. But this doesn't feel like a normal situation. It feels like I'm choosing between peace or something that feels like love but could ruin me. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I haven't made a decision yet, and I don't even know if I'm strong enough to make the right one. Am I an idiot for even considering this? Or is this one of those once-in-a-lifetime things you don't walk away from? I genuinely don't know anymore. So yeah, after all that, after everything she said, after all the crying and the I can't live without you, and I made the biggest mistake of my life speech. I told her I needed time, which honestly was the first real decision I made that didn't come from emotion. Because for once, I didn't want to just react. I didn't want to fall back into the same pattern. So I told her straight up, don't call me, don't text me, I'll reach out when I'm ready. And you could see it on her face. She wasn't used to that. She was used to me always being there, always picking up, always forgiving. But this time, I stepped back. The first few days were hell, not gonna lie. My mind was going crazy. One minute I'm like, yeah, I'm done. This is insane. Next minute, I'm thinking about all the good times, the way we are together, how easy everything feels when it's just us. And suddenly, I'm like, am I really about to throw this away? Sleep, non-existent. Focus, gone. I kept replaying that last conversation in my head, her crying, her voice shaking, the way she said she still loves me. And the worst part? I believed her, not the lies, but the feelings. which made everything 10x harder. About a week later, she texted me. Just one message. I'm back in Boston, and I'm not gonna lie. My heart dropped a little, because now it wasn't just words anymore. She actually did it. She left everything and came back. And that's where things got real. I didn't reply right away. I waited. Another day, then another, trying to figure out if I was ready to open that door again, or if I should just keep it closed for good. Eventually, I agreed to meet her. Neutral place. No emotions. No us. Just talk. At least that's what I told myself. But the second I saw her, yeah, all that neutral stuff went out the window. It was the same feeling, the same pull, and I hated it. We sat down, and this time I didn't hold back. No soft questions, no avoiding things. I asked her everything. Details, timeline, how long she was actually there, if she ever planned to tell me, if she ever thought about what this would do to me. And to her credit, she answered everything. No dodging, no excuses, just straight answers. Some of them made things worse. Some of them hurt more than I expected. But at least, it was real. For the first time in a while, I felt like I wasn't being lied to. And somehow, that made it even harder to walk away. Because now it wasn't confusion anymore. It was clarity. And clarity doesn't always make things easier. Sometimes it just forces you to face the truth. After a long, heavy conversation, I told her something I didn't think I'd say. If we do this, it's not going to be the same. No more blind trust. No more, we'll figure it out. No more ignoring red flags. And if she ever lies to me again, even once, I'm gone. No discussion. No second chances. And she agreed. Of course she did. She would have agreed to anything in that moment. And that's the part I still don't know how to feel about. So yeah, here's the update. We're trying again. Slowly. Very slowly. No labels right now. No rushing into anything. Just seeing if there's actually something real left here, or if we're just holding on to a version of the past that doesn't exist anymore. Do I trust her? Not fully. Not even close. Do I still love her? Yeah. That never really went away. And maybe that's my biggest weakness in all of this. Because I know I'm taking a risk. A big one. And I know how this could end. But I also know myself well enough to admit this. If I didn't try one more time, I'd always wonder. And I don't know if I could live with that either. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Call me stupid. Call me naive. But this is the choice I made. Now I just have to live with whatever comes next.